Hello there, family. I didn't see you there. And welcome back to another edition of Crenshaw Corner. I am Sanchez Crenshaw, and as always, I am joined by my BFF, my bestie, my road dog, the Pepper Potts to my Tony Starks.
What? Okay. Iron Man?
Yes, baby,
Okay,
Iron Man.
Iron Man. Hey,
That's my wife, family.
Hey, family, what is going on?
That's my wife,
on?
family.
I am Angela Crenshaw. What is going on?
What's going on, babe?
Okay, so I didn't know Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man, Tony Starks, Pepper Potts, his assistant turned love interest, turned wife, turned the best thing ever happened to him.
Got you, thank you.
Wow.
I am the best thing that has happened to you. It's amazing.
Wow, that's...
What is going on, family?
This is what I deal with on a regular basis,
How y'all doing
family.
out there? Listen,
If
Sanchez.
you know the word of prayer, family, pray for me. Just pray
What you want me to pray for you
Pray
about?
my strength in the Lord
What you want me to pray
that
about?
I got to deal with this woman that I deal with.
Listen, what is going on, family? Okay, so listen.
What up?
So, if you listen Wednesday.
If you listen Wednesday, so we just going to jump right into it. We're not going to do...
Oh, house clean.
we just-
Okay, I'm
We
going to be
not...
quiet.
So we just going
to be quiet.
We just going to go right in.
No, be quiet. Go ahead.
We ain't
Carry
gonna,
on.
We just going right to the meal, not even an appetizer,
But we normally don't.
not even a water.
Okay.
We just going straight in.
Do you, why the person brings them, the waitress bring the
Can
water?
I? Can I do
No, do
me?
you. Go do. I'm going to be here quietly. I'm Pepper, whoever. What
Pepper
my name?
Potts.
Okay, I'm Pepper Potts. Go ahead.
Wow. So, family. So, first of all, thank you guys for once again joining us. Thank you for being a part of this journey. If you're new to Crenshaw Corner, we thank you for listening.
Welcome.
We thank you for being a part of this journey. We thank you
Yes.
for joining the journey.
What?
You
Joining?
you got me all discombobulated.
Was it my song, my singing?
It was all of it. It was
What?
all of it.
Because you said Pepper. I was thrown off by Pepper Potts.
But thank you for being a part of this
Yes.
journey. However you're joining us, however you're listening, whether it's on iTunes,
Yes.
whether it's on Podbean, whether it's through Spotify, whether
Come
it's
on
on
now.
Google Play Music,
And
whether it's through
iHeart.
iHeartRadio,
Come on now.
or if you're listening to us through our website, which is
Yes.
www.thecrenshawcorner.com. Oh, we thank you. Family, we thank you. And for our returning listeners.
Wait, hold on.
What happened?
Did you have to burp? You
I got
holding
choked up
it?
on my own words. I was...
Choked up because it was so
Because
beautifully
the-
said.
I love the family so much, and I get so emotional when I talk to the family and I talk about the family. I get choked
You
up.
get, okay, because I was like, is you about to
See,
burp? Like, what?
once again, see,
Okay, go ahead.
family.
Go ahead,
Once
I'm
again,
sorry.
I am looking for a new co-host. So if you could please
Sorry.
submit your resumes
Submit. And I will
to our email address.
I will review them.
No. Please submit it to our email address, which is thecrenshawcorner
Crenshaw Corner
at gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Because we are, oh Lord, I'm getting a new co-host. It'll work better if your last name is Crenshaw. That'll kind of work better for the show. But
Listen,
we can work
you
around
do it
that.
with your daughter.
No, I don't like her either.
Oh, wow.
I don't like her either.
So it's okay. How was I the pepper to your pot just a few minutes ago and now you don't like me?
Actually, her name is Pepper Potts.
Oh,
This is what I'm talking about.
never mind.
Family, we are an interactive
Never mind.
podcast.
I'm sorry.
And
Go
what
ahead.
that means is that we can be found on the socials. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, all in the Crenshaw Corner.
Mm-hmm.
And like I previously mentioned, that you send your resumes to our email address, which is thecrenshawcorner at gmail.com.
Oh, my gosh.
Please make them addressed to me.
No, just address to the Crenshaw
no.
Corner. We will review them.
No, send it to the Crenshaw Corner, but address it to Sanchez Crenshaw.
We will review them.
Yeah, no, we won't do anything.
We will review them, people.
I will review
We
your
out
credentials.
here reviewing.
No,
We're out here reviewing.
This
baby.
ain't working.
This
This ain't working.
This is working.
This ain't working.
I just got thrown off.
How?
It's okay. So hey,
How, Sway? How?
Hey,
How you
hey.
get thrown off?
it was a whole. I got thrown off. Hi, honey.
Hey, baby.
Hi, babe.
So, family. So, once again, welcome to another episode.
Bless your heart.
It is Friday. It is June 19th. So, happy Juneteenth to all family that's celebrating Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth. If you're a family member who's not familiar with Juneteenth, quick Google search. Just do a little research.
Yes.
And learn yourself something today.
Yeah, and we were going to give you what it was and what it's all about, but we decided no.
No, because like we
research.
said, yeah, we're interactive.
Right,
So
research
do a
it.
little homework.
Do some homework.
Educate yourself and
what is it?
Educate yourself and learn yourself something today.
Yes, educate yourself.
So what's going on, babe?
Okay, so before we go any further, so quick PSA again, if you didn't listen to Wednesday, Father's Day, people, is Sunday.
If you didn't listen to Wednesday, why not?
Yes. Yeah, that's the real question.
And matter of fact, go back. If you haven't, go back and listen to the entire catalog.
I think you should podcast binge.
It'll bless your soul.
It'll bless you. It'll bless you. It'll bless your life.
You've been binging everything else, so you might as well binge Crenshaw Corner.
I'm kind of upset about the whole binging thing because what happens when you binge and it goes away? Like, I've been binging certain shows and now there's no more seasons, and then I felt so unfulfilled.
You find a new show to watch. It's really just that simple. Because every good thing has to come to an end.
Yeah. So I just been binge watching The Cosby Show and A Different World over and over again. And actually, Heart of Dixie.
I was about to say, you got your new show that you went back to, Heart of Dixie.
I went back and watched Heart of Dixie. So look it up, people. So I'm like, wait.
My wife has very eclectic taste.
Heart of Dixie, people.
When it comes to her viewing experience. So you really never know what you're going to get.
Yes.
Which I'm a fan of because I have eclectic taste as well.
Yes.
It's just, unfortunately, our tastes don't really mirror up a lot of the times.
No. Guys, let me tell you something about me and Sanchez. We don't watch TV a lot, but when we do, first of all, there's only, I think, 3 good shows that we watch together.
Okay.
Project Runway.
Making
the Cut.
And The Masked Singer.
The Masked
those
Singer.
are the only 3 shows that we actually watch together.
That we watch. Everything else, people, we are in 2 different rooms because I'm not watching Judge Judy. I
don't know why.
I know. I've told you guys before, he loves Judge Judy.
The greatest mind that America has ever produced. That's all I'm saying.
And then I was devastated because one of my best friends that I've been with for years, I did not know. They started talking about it, and she loves it too.
She loves it as well.
I was like, really, Keisha?
Because
really,
Keisha? Most rational adults.
Okay, we're gonna do this.
Rational adults understands Just Judy, and they get it. They get it.
Okay, it's
got.
So you say I'm not rational?
I'm
just asking what you're saying, so I can be clear.
Happened?
Okay. So we don't. So
I ever told you got beautiful lips?
Thank you, baby.
Your beautiful lips.
Thank you, honey. I appreciate it.
No problem at all.
Don't even try it.
I'm just saying.
So listen. So we don't really watch a lot of TV together, or whatever. But so binge. I don't know how we got there, but anyway,
we got what's rabbit hole.
Rabbit hole.
We got there because we started saying if you haven't listened to Wednesday's episode,
thank you, honey.
Then go back and listen.
Thank y'all.
And while you're listening to Wednesday's episode, if you have not got caught up on all the episodes of Crenshaw Corner, then go back and binge. That's how we got there.
That's how we got there.
Yeah.
Okay. So Father's Day is Sunday, people.
Father's Day is Sunday.
The 21st. Okay, it's Friday. Go get the gifts. And by the way, I saw a Target commercial for Father's Day, which was quite cute.
Did you?
I did. It was a commercial where little kids and everybody was holding the number 1.
Right.
It was making like a little number 1 with cake and number 1 with all kind of stuff and saying that, Happy Father's Day, Dad, you're number 1. Actually,
you know what? I saw a commercial. It was an internet commercial because I don't really watch regular TV.
You don't.
I don't. But actually, Dove, the soap, beauty, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
They actually have some really nice Father Day commercials as well.
Okay, for example, give me one.
It's just, here's what I appreciate. Because typically what they do for husbands and fathers, whatever, if you've ever paid attention to any commercial that's centered around a male, that's centered around a father or centered around a husband, normally the husband is the comic relief of the scenario.
Okay.
Normally the husband is the buffoon, or normally the husband is just wrong. They just don't really put a husband and or father in good light.
Okay.
When it comes to a lot of these advertisements.
Okay, I can't fight you on that.
I don't understand why, but they don't. And so, but this commercial, actually, the Dove commercial, it actually just talks about what a father is. It's kind of what it does. The significance of a father in a child's life, the significance of that relationship.
I gotta see this. I haven't
seen
it.
It talks about it basically, and it does it really well. It just talks about the significance of, because I know what the world wants you to believe, and I know what society, especially American society, what they want you to believe about fathers. However, fathers are integral to a home.
Yes, they are.
Both parents are, but a father gives a foundation, and men, my fathers,
different feeling.
Yeah, and if you're not being that father that you need to be, now is the time to correct that.
Yeah.
Because you're breathing.
U-turn.
Yeah, now is the time to do a U-turn, because as long as you're breathing, you can correct that.
Right.
So if you haven't been the father to your child that you know you need to be, now is that time. Now is that time to do that U-turn, turn that car around.
Turn that car around.
And because you're still breathing, you can build that relationship. But anyway.
You know what's so funny to me about that you just said?
Talk to
because as you're talking, you're actually moving your hand like you driving.
Well, you got to whip it, though.
So because I'm trying to figure out, like, baby, can't nobody see us?
You got to whip it.
So nobody can see. So why are you doing
because first of all, that's how you turn that Cadillac around. See, if you
Cadillac.
notice the hand moving.
Okay.
See, I wasn't gripping the whip.
Right.
I wasn't gripping.
You had the palms.
I had the four fingers up.
Four fingers up.
The thumb out.
Right. That's a Cadillac.
With the palm of your hand.
Okay.
You put that palm of the hand on that bottom of that steering wheel.
Uh-huh.
And you turn like that right there.
So that's a Cadillac turn.
That's a Cadillac turn.
Yeah.
See, you don't grip it. You don't do like the little old people with the both hands.
Don't be disrespectful.
You don't do that. You don't do that. What you do is
seasoned people.
That's
Thank
seasoned.
You very much. Senior.
What you do is you take that palm, put that on the bottom of that steering wheel, and you whip that Cadillac. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Once again. Okay, so people, family members.
Oh, family.
Get dad a great gift.
Do that right this year, family.
Do him right.
Just
Do him right. I want to give a
all.
shout out to our church.
Yeah, so here's the beautiful thing.
It was amazing.
So yesterday, I get a random phone call from a very special young lady from my church. Someone I serve with. She is a great young lady. We love her. We love her husband and her family. Her daughters. Her daughters are amazing.
They don't have no boys, do they?
I think it's all daughters.
All girls.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But they are amazing. I got this random call from this number I didn't know, and I don't answer those.
He was like from Alabama.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't.
It's like Alabama.
You call me and it's your name don't pick up on my phone. I don't even answer that phone call. I'm just being honest.
You don't even answer.
So, but then right after the phone call, I got this text said, "Hey Sanchez, this is, can I get the code to get into your gate? I got something for you."
Right.
I was like, "That's random for this
we
person."
We both did like,
yeah.
What?
I was like, "Okay, no problem." So let her in, went and met her, and she had a gift for me from the staff of our church.
For the leaders of the church.
Yeah, and so what happened is that our church, the staff took time to do Father's Day gifts for
really
the leaders,
good,
for
the
gift. Fathers who are in leader positions within the church.
Yeah.
And not only did they have gifts for us, but they had them hand delivered to us, which meant the world to me.
Yes.
And so
from my campus.
For my campus staff.
Yes.
So just a quick shout out to Elevation Riverwalk.
Thank you, Elevation Pastor Jordan
Pastor
and the staff.
Jordan Hicks and the staff.
Yes.
So and that really meant, and it, to be honest, and we talked about this on Wednesday.
Yeah.
The actual contents of the box, I mean, which they were great.
Yeah.
But it was the actual thought behind it that meant more than anything.
Yeah.
It really could have just been a letter in the box.
Yeah.
And it would have meant the world.
Awkward because that was a huge box.
It's a huge box.
It's kind of, okay, say this. I'm not trying to cut you off, but why does Amazon give you these big boxes and then when you open it, the box is about this small? What is that about?
Oh,
like the other day we ordered something.
Yeah.
We had this huge, I was like, baby, what did you order? Because I'm thinking you done went out of control because this is a huge box. And then you open it and it was, why is this small box in this huge box?
To be honest, a lot of times it's just laziness. It's the first box they found.
And they just throw it in there.
Just throw it in there. First box you find, just throw it in there.
All right, back to the gift.
No,
Sorry.
but
talking about boxes.
Yeah, I don't know how rabbit hole.
Yes.
But it's just the fact that, like we said in the Wednesday episode, that it's just taking time to think. Mm-hmm. It's really the thought behind what they did because they didn't have to do it.
Right.
And the fact that they thought of me.
Yes.
And that's really what touched my heart, the fact that they thought of me.
Yeah, that was amazing.
So we'll kind of touch on Father's Day real quick, and I know because it's something that you want to talk about. But as you're doing the gifting, just make sure at the end of the day, your father knows that somebody thought of him.
Yeah.
Because that means more to dads than anything else. Because unfortunately, a lot of the times, we play the back a lot of the times. Because, case in point, I don't care how many athletes or singers or whatever.
I know what you're about to say.
I don't care what house they were raised in. Dad was there. Dad's the one that got up and took them to Little League, and dad is the one that taught him how to throw a ball, and dad is the one that taught him how to make a free throw. But the first time they get in front of a microphone, I want to thank my mom. Nobody ever mentions dad.
I remember the first time we have a son. He's an artist and he's doing really well for himself in that area. And so his dad told him, he was like, "Son, get up on that stage." I'm like, just why are you threatening your kid?
Yeah, I told him at a very young age because I believe in my son. I know he's gonna be there. So I told my son. I said the very first time he accepts his first Grammy, I said if he gets on that stage. And he says, "I just want to thank my mom."
And just move on?
And try to move on. I'm rushing the stage. And I'm busting him in his head with that Grammy.
Right then and there.
They gonna know he got a daddy.
Right then and there.
Right then and there.
Right then and there. Who has been here all the time.
I'm going to be that dude that rush on stage. And I'm going to bust him in the head.
Bust him in the head.
Because, once again, and I don't know why. I mean, I get it. A lot of people
we gave birth to
yeah,
them,
and I get it. And let's be honest,
a
lot of people have bad experiences with their father, whatever. I get it because I do. My biological father, I've had a very tumultuous relationship with him. I've had bad experiences with him.
Yeah.
And I get it, but every dad is not that.
Yeah.
So you're not going to tell me every athlete that ever won anything, every musician that ever won an award, every actor that ever won an award. You're not going to tell me that none of them had a dad in the house. Even if they mom and dad was separated. Dad didn't come get them on the weekend.
He come get them on a random Tuesday.
Dad didn't come pick them up on a random Tuesday for some ice cream.
Anything.
Dad didn't take them to Little League. Dad ain't do nothing.
As y'all can see, this is very serious and close to his heart.
It is because I'm confused and like I said, and I just look at how the world talks about fathers and talks about dads and talk about men in general.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, and it's either okay. Case in point.
Oh, there's another case in point.
Case in point.
Go for
it. Last night, I started watching, and I don't know if I'll go back to it because I was in the middle of doing something. That's how I got stuck on it. But I was watching the reboot, the reboot of Lost in Space.
Yeah, okay.
You know, the Robinson family.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
For those who don't know, Lost in Space, the original series was back in the 60s. It was about this family and a random doctor. They were going on a mission. Something went wrong on the mission, and they, as the title says.
Was The Rock in this?
No, baby, The Rock. This was so far long before The Rock.
Okay, didn't The Rock do one with the Lost?
I said back in the 60s. I said the first one appeared back in the 60s.
But I was thinking about the one that just happened not too long ago. Was he in it?
No, not Lost in Space. He wasn't. So the family went. So the family went.
Sorry.
And they went on a mission, and they ended up, like the title says, they get lost in space. And so the story is about this family trying to maneuver through different things and experience. So even if you've never seen the show, at some point in time, you've heard the phrase, "Danger, Will Robinson, danger." That comes from the original Lost in Space. Then they did a reboot back in I want to say probably the late 90s, probably early 2000s. That had Joey from Friends in it. I can't remember the dude's name. Elizabeth somebody. But anyway, so they did it then. But now they've redone it again as a Netflix original series. Talk about binge watching. So the Netflix original series, which is Lost in Space.
Okay.
And it's like everything else because it's now. So they've made it grittier. They've made it darker.
I hate when they do that, to be honest.
Yeah, so like the original, the whole family was scientists. This time the mother's a scientist. The mother's not a rocket science, but what is it called? Anyway, she's a rocket science. The daughter, one of the daughter is an electronical genius. One of the daughters is a doctor, like a MD. She's like 16 and she's like a full-fledged MD.
Right.
Will Robinson, the little dude, he's what he was in the show. He just gets in trouble.
Okay.
And that's what it is.
Okay.
But here's how I got there. Where the original series, they were a close-knit, loving family that got into a situation. Even the reboot back in the 90s, they were a close-knit family that got into a situation. But for some reason in 2000, they decided to make the husband and wife characters estranged.
Right.
So, and it's like because the father's a military man. He's a U.S. Marine. He's high ranking in the U.S. Marine Corps. So in during this time, instead of them just going to be going, there was a apocalyptic event.
Yeah.
So basically they're having to recolonize different planets because the Earth is getting to the point it's no longer livable.
Right.
So that's how they end up going. But because the whole world is in turmoil, he's out fighting.
Right.
And so, but they blame him for being gone. It's one of those situations where you knew who I was before you married me.
Right.
When you married me, I was a soldier.
Right.
When you married me, I was fighting. I was. This is the life I live.
Right. Right.
But once we got married, you expected me to change all that. But now I still am who I am. The person that you married, now it's a problem.
Right.
And so, and then the dynamic is like, so he'll tell one child what to do, and then she'll come right behind that and then contradict what he said and tell the child something totally different to do.
Okay.
And like there was one situation where they were going on a journey. They had went to where they needed to go, and the dad wanted to go back because it was getting dangerous. And so, but the mother's like, no, we're going. And he said, Will, come with me. Because he wants to protect his son. And she was like, no, Will, come with me. When did you ever not do what I told you to do? And this is the kind of stuff she does throughout the show.
Right.
Which, to me, for somebody, and I get it, maybe because I've only got through like 3 or 4 episodes, so maybe as they go along, they'll progress. But for me, somebody's like coming in, it's like, okay, I understand that you may be mad at him, but are you really going to do this in front of his kids?
Right.
Are you really going to treat him this way in front of his kids?
Right.
And I know this is kind of long-winded, but to me that led to what society does for fathers. Because whenever you look at a show about a father, either the father is a deadbeat, the father is a drunk, the father is present but not present. It's never really a glowing light.
Right. And it's not, I think not even, and again, it's not the majority of the shows, but it's too many shows that's showing it.
It's too many shows
that's showing it.
Because
so I totally agree.
Yeah, to be honest, okay. Off the top of your head, name 4 shows that includes a father that puts a father in a good light. Off the top of your head.
Cosby Show.
Cosby Show.
Give me a minute.
Come on. Top of your head. 4.
No, wait a minute. Hold on. My Cosby Show. My Hold My Mule. Give me a minute, because I'm running. I gotta run down.
And go back. I'm gonna help you. They actually put fathers in good lights. You got the Cosby Show. You got Lucy. You got I Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy.
You got My 3 Sons.
Okay.
And you got Dick Van Dyke.
You sure that's all?
Now think of what I just said though. Cosby Show.
So, yeah.
80s. Okay, I'll add a 5th. Happy Days. So Cosby Show, 80s. Happy Days, 50s. I Love Lucy, 50s. Dick Van Dyke, 50s, 60s. My 3 Sons, 50s, 60s. When you start coming into the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s.
I say different world.
There was no father in that show though.
Yeah.
Who?
Terrence and
That wasn't until later seasons. And even with that, think about the dynamic of that relationship then. If you go back and think about the dynamic of that relationship, he was a hard father who didn't believe in his son. He put down his son whenever he could. He put down his son to his face whenever he could. No matter what his son did was never good enough because his son did not live up to the image of what he thought his son should be. Is that a good dynamic to represent a father?
I'm gonna still be thinking about that.
So
I think that it's just that it's such a, when you went down that list, I went to a whole nother direction. I think also what society leads to believe about black fathers.
Yeah.
Because if that list, and you telling me that only Bill Cosby did, and we can't think of everything, people. So don't be emailing us like y'all normally. Don't email us or text us.
I'll give you a couple. I'll give you a couple of instances of shows with good black fathers. You had the Robert Townsend show. I can't remember the name of it though.
Yeah.
That one. You
got Blackish.
That's now though.
Okay, to my recent. Okay.
Yeah.
How about
you got
my wife and kids.
So out of all the shows,
yeah, so we talking about back in the time.
I'm talking about all of them. I'm talking about shows. Period.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy.
And I think it's sad because again, showing that either African American fathers are not there or they're not present and they're not available. I think that's how society shows even now.
Yeah.
And that's not the truth. There are black, amazing, incredible dads out here doing the daggone thing. There's some black stay home dads. There's some that do it all, so, and I think that, like you said, it doesn't show as much as it should show.
You have more Al Bundys on TV.
Yeah, this is true.
Than you have Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable.
Yeah, this is true.
You have more of the buffoon fathers. You have
which
more.
we call it from Roseanne.
Dan
from
Connor.
Roseanne, yeah.
Where he's a good, hard-working man, but he has no say so in his home. But he's a oaf. Is basically what he is. I mean, he's a good person.
Right.
But as a father, his kids don't listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
He has no real say so in the home.
Right.
His wife does whatever she wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically been, as a father, he's been neutered.
Yeah. So it's basically just showing bits and pieces of what a good father could be, but not on a normal basis, basically. And I just think that, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even know how we got here because this was not the original topic. We just had a topic, but we just started talking about this. But I think that kind of makes me kind of sad. So here's my thought process with it right now. If you know, and I think too, we make things more complicated than it needs to be. If you know, like for instance, I mailed out cards to men that were either my father or my brother or men that I thought were good. You know what I'm saying? Or my son, because my son just became a dad. But letting the men in your life know, like you said when you got that box, how important they are. They don't necessarily have to be the father to your children.
Yeah.
It could be your neighbor who you see that is a good dad. Let him know that. Give him a card. Because sometimes it doesn't have to be a gift. It could be a card. I think we complicate things so much. And I think simple sometimes is better. But because simple is so simple, it confuses people. Because I think that people feel like it can't just be that.
Yeah, it has to be overly complicated.
To be something
it has to be elaborate.
And it doesn't have to be. So here we are on Friday.
One thing my boss always says to me, and I love this particular phrase he always says, it doesn't have to be dramatic.
It doesn't have to be dramatic.
It doesn't have to be dramatic.
And it can be so simple as a card. So now it's Friday, right?
Now it's Friday.
You have the opportunity in the next 2 days to go to the Dollar Tree, write a card, make a card, and go around and find good men. Again, they don't have to be your husband or your brother or your uncle or whatever the case is. But if they are, reach out to them. Send them a card, and say, thank you for your fatherhood. Thank you for what I see you. Whatever you want to say, but make it simple and make it simple and make it plain. Kind of like what the Bible says. Make it simple, make it plain. Write the vision down, make it plain.
And here's the thing. Here's what a lot of men won't confess to. We like being seen.
Yeah.
It's really just that simple because a lot of the times in a lot of different scenarios, we're not seen because case in point, whenever somebody says, okay, kid moves home, I'm going to live with my mom. Mm-hmm. Dad's there too.
This is true.
Have you called your mom? Have you called your dad?
Mm-hmm.
Dad's there too.
Yeah. A
lot of the times in our vernacular, and when we talk about our parents, typically we talk about mom, and then dad is kind of included.
But I don't know, babe, with that because I think about the dynamic of our family, and I don't see it that way. I see it because I'm the nurturer and all those things. So they're calling me about little stuff, but the big stuff, your kids call you. They call you, Dad, I need help. I need to fix. I need, Dad, I need, me, I'm like, like Mom, they need the pleasantries of me and my love. And I cherish that every single day. But I just truly believe that when it comes to those hardcore, especially because we have 3 men.
Right.
We have 3 men and a daughter and a lady, basically.
Lady.
Really. And I think they come to you because they know that, not that they don't think I can get it done, but they know once you get involved, you're going to get it done. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll give you, for instance, because we're just going to try to switch it just a little bit, like in school, when the kids were in school. I would go up to the school, blah, blah, blah. But when you went, it was like, okay, the mom's up to the school, blah, blah, blah. But when they knew, like, Mr. Crenshaw is calling that meeting, it ain't the same meeting I'm having at school. I'm like, wait a minute, because you come back with a whole different result. And I'm like, because I think what happens is when the father gets involved, it just got serious. it just got real in that way. And
Right.
and that's not in every home, but I just believe in another bigger picture of it too is when dad gets involved. Even at the home when dad is there, it's like, yo, me and mom, whatever. But if like go to ask your dad, tell your dad, kids be like, okay, wait a minute, like, so I gotta go ask your father.
Yeah.
Because they know they're not going to get that same answer there. So there, to me, there's still, even through all of that, there's a certain strength and a certain posture that goes with fatherhood for me.
Yeah,
you know, what I remember.
Yeah. Let me say this, because like I said, I know this is not the original, and we're
Yeah.
already like a half hour in, and I know this is not the original topic, but in a society, in a world that's trying to devalue a lot of things, because for some reason this society is trying to devalue fatherhood.
Yeah.
For
Especially
some
black
reason,
fathers.
yeah, especially for black fathers, they're trying to
Especially black
devalue
fathers,
fatherhood. They're trying to devalue marriage. They're trying to devalue being a husband. They're trying to devalue being a wife.
Yeah.
So in this climate, what I would say is for those who know, because like my beautiful wife just said, it may not be yours,
Yeah.
but you know somebody
Yes, you do.
that's out here doing the best they
Doing the
can
daggone thing
as
yes,
being a father, whether they're with the child's mother or not.
Right.
They're doing the best they can as to be a father.
Yes.
So can we just recognize that for a moment?
Shout 'em out.
They
Recognize
may
it.
not be perfect.
They
They may not do everything right, but they are doing.
Yeah.
Like Yoda, like Master Yoda said, there is no do, there is only no. There is no do or do not. There is no try, there's do or do not. Thank you.
Right.
I couldn't come. But yeah, there is no
He didn't
try,
say
there's
thank you
do
to
or
me,
do
y'all,
not.
because I didn't know what he was trying to say,
Yeah.
y'all, just to let you know.
But they're not trying to be a father. They're doing
They're
it.
doing.
You know, they're doing it. So just somebody just say thank you. I'm like the cop in McDonald's. I'm just looking for a thank you.
I'm just looking for a thank you.
I'm
baby.
just looking for a
Thank
thank
you.
you. I'm just looking for some appreciation.
Appreciation. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We've been threatened by you, but we appreciate
I mean,
it.
sometimes you just gotta put it out there.
So today he says to me, he's like, hey, babe, question. When does Father's Day weekend start? So I was like, wait, player, I thought it
Hold
was
on,
just
we gonna tell the
No,
whole
we're
story?
not telling the whole story. I'm just telling the part that is PG-13, bro. The PG-13 version of this conversation. We are not going to rated RX. I'm
just
taking bits
saying.
and pieces of that conversation and
you
bringing
gon-
it forward.
if
No,
you gonna tell the story, tell the
We're
whole
not
story.
telling the whole story.
Okay,
Thank
go
you
ahead,
very
go ahead,
much,
go ahead.
sir.
Go ahead.
So he was like, so today's Friday. So Father's Day weekend starts this Friday. I'm looking at him like, no, Father's Day is Sunday. He was like, nah, pretty sure. This should be Father's Day weekend. See, he's not a person who likes one day. He's not a one-dayer.
Nah, give me the whole weekend.
He want the whole
You
weekend.
ain't doing nothing else.
That joker.
You
did
ain't
you,
doing-
Did you say I'm not doing nothing
You
else?
ain't doing
Do you not
nothing
see
else.
me in here busy?
You ain't doing nothing else.
You don't see me in here busy.
I'm not gonna tell you secrets.
I'm
not
busy,
gonna-
people.
What I'm not gonna do to the world,
I'm busy.
I'm not gonna tell you secrets.
I'm busy. Don't care what he say.
You don't want me to do that. You don't want me to do that.
I am busy. But so I was just laughing at that, just thinking about that, you know. So we just asking, this is our cry. You know what? I don't even think we need to talk about what we need to talk. We can talk about that another time.
Okay.
So this may be a short podcast for you guys who love long on Friday. That didn't sound right. Who love long on Friday. I don't think
mean,
that.
that all depends. That all depends on what world you living in.
Oh Jesus.
I-
Okay.
I took it a different way.
No. PG-13.
I took it a whole different way.
So what I'm saying is, this is the opportunity, honestly, to do what we ask you to do. This is a movement, Friday and Saturday, for you to get a card, buy one rose, a thank you note, or whatever it is. This is the movement for Friday, Saturday, because of course you'll probably be with your
Right.
dad on Sunday, to give out thank you cards. Find fathers and give them thank you
Find
cards.
fathers
Yes.
and just-
this is the initiative. This is the movement.
Yeah, this is the
This is the movement.
father's movement.
The father's
right now.
movement, yes.
Just find a father. Like I said, it does not
More
have
than
to-
one, actually.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. Please,
2 or 3. Can I say
Yeah,
2 or 3?
two
Can
or
I give a
three.
number?
Yeah, just put a
two
number
or,
on it.
2 or 3 out. 2 or 3 dads between Friday and Saturday.
And if you're not at a place where you can hand deliver a card to them, a text message, a voicemail,
Yes.
a email,
A
just
video.
a video,
Yo.
a quick. Everybody has a smartphone. Nobody out here.
Right, don't do it.
My,
we ain't flipping no
my
phones.
3-year-old nephew got a smartphone, so
hate
everybody got a smartphone.
I hate you. He just be out here in the street,
So
smartphoning it.
I'm saying, send a video, send a text, send a card, drop a card off at their doors, just something. Because whether you want to admit it or not, fathers are out here struggling too.
Yeah.
Fathers
right now
are,
in this climate, it's real.
Fathers are out here struggling too. Fathers are trying to figure out. I mean, because right now you have so many fathers who are furloughed or unemployed, or their child is out protesting.
Yeah.
Because think about this for a moment. For every person that's protesting, there's a parent attached to that person
that's praying for them.
Or
either out there with them, believing
or out
in
there
the
with
message.
them. Yeah.
Yes.
So there's a lot going on, and especially for black fathers right now.
Yes.
Because not only do I, as a black father, not only do I have to worry about me.
Yes.
But I have 3 sons.
Yes. And
3
grandson.
grown sons who I have to worry about on a daily basis as well. I got a grandson who I have to worry about on a daily basis. I have the most beautiful, strong black nephews.
Yeah.
That I have to, beautiful men who grew up to be very beautiful men who I have to worry about as well. And as a father, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
Because not only do I have to worry about my own safety, but I have to worry about, okay, well, what are my sons doing? What are my nephews doing? Did I teach them? Did I teach them right? Did I show them what they need to do to get home?
Right.
Things that certain segment of the populations, they don't have to worry about teaching their kids.
Or having those conversations. Because I remember a couple of days ago calling our nephews up. I called them up, the older ones up, and we have younger ones that's like 5 and 6 and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure their dad, my brother's having those conversations. But the older ones, and just as a heart check to say, hey, how are you doing? I think people don't understand. Again, we're going back to things that are just simple. It's not confusing. It's not long. And of course, simple things for people. I was like, you sure that's all I need to do?
That's all you need to pick.
That's it? You sure? I'm like, yeah, you don't have to sing a car. And they was so, they like, aunt, they call me auntie. They like, auntie, oh my God. We just laughed on the phone and we talked about everything and their concerns and their fears and their anxiety and everything else that we had truly not conversated. They've probably conversated with their uncle, but not conversated with me about. And so just that alone, they was like, auntie, thank you so much. It was simple. It was a phone call.
A phone call, just asking, not wanting anything, not looking for anything.
Right. Not trying to and another thing, people, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut your baby.
Fine, baby.
Not trying to solve anything, but hearing and listening to their heart.
Yeah.
Really,
and I think that's gonna be probably the title for this particular episode is Heart Check.
Yeah.
Because that's really right now. That's what people need, especially the men that's in your life right now, the black men that's in your life right now, the nephews, the uncles, the cousins, the fathers, the grandfathers, the husbands, the boyfriends, the friends.
Yeah.
They need a heart check. Whatever category they fall in, they just need a heart check for somebody to just call and just ask them, are you okay?
Are you okay?
And if you don't know what to do, because we've had, kind of going off a little bit, but we've had a lot of people reach out to us.
Yeah.
Asking.
Panels.
I'll be honest. We've had a lot of Caucasians reach out to us and ask us, what can we do?
What can we do?
And it's if you're that person wondering what can you do, just ask somebody, are they okay? Just start there.
Yeah.
Just start a dialogue with a simple question, are you okay?
Are you okay?
And the most important part of that is, one thing my wife just said, is not looking for that person to fix it. Because don't call me looking to fix something. Don't call me looking to fix you. Or don't call me looking to fix your guilt. Or don't call me looking because, now you just open your eyes and you just realize, there's racism in the world. Now let me call a black person and say, I need you to fix because I feel bad. No.
Right.
That's not what we're talking about at all. But just calling and just asking a question, are you okay?
Are you okay? And also on the other flip side of that as well, when you're calling these fathers, whether it be a black father or whatever the case is. Again, calling them and say that I love you and I care for you. Not dredging up the past. Well, you haven't been in my life a long time, or we're not talking about any of that. We're talking about just saying, hi, how are you? I was thinking about you and I want to say thank you, or you're amazing. It don't even have to be a 3-minute conversation. It could be less than that. Just recognizing that it's hard for everybody, recognizing that everybody wants to be seen. And on this Father's Day, there's so many men to need to hear that. They want to feel the love. They want to hear that. There's a lot of weight that they carry every single day, whether it be in the home, in corporate America, being unemployed, trying to find, because it's hard to be a man and not working and trying to take care of your family.
Yeah.
And so those are the things and so we're not looking for what the man is doing, but we're talking about the character of the man, the soul and the spirit of who the man is. Again, if it's your neighbor, then hey neighbor, whatever his name is, hey, just want to let you know, thank you, happy Father's Day early. We appreciate you. Goes a long way.
It does.
That alone goes a long way.
And you know what? And here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start, because I'm not going to be a hypocrite in this. Mm-hmm. Father's Day, I'm actually going to reach out to my biological father. And
good for you.
I'm going to say Happy Father's Day, and I'm going to ask the question, are you okay?
Yeah.
And because I'm not going to be a hypocrite about it. I'm not going to tell the family to do something that I'm not willing to do.
Yeah. And that's good.
And it's
good.
And
that's really good, babe.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, because you haven't talked to him in
years. Literally years. I think we're going on about 6-7 years.
Yeah.
It's been years. So I'm going to start the process.
About 6, because Morgan is in grad school and she graduates next year. So it's
she's
about
to have a
6
master's.
years. Have a master's. It's about 6 years.
So I'm going to start the process. Like I said, I'm not going to be a hypocrite in this, and I'm going to reach out and I'm going to wish him a happy Father's Day, and I'm going to ask the question, are you okay? And see what happens from there.
And I think too, not trying to be put on a sad note, but take it from me, both of us, but from me, who lost their dad. Like, it's been, I'm about to be 6 years.
Almost 6 years.
5 years.
Going 5 years. 6 years. Yeah, going on 6 years.
In March, it'll be 6 years. Who I can say thank you to him in heaven, and I appreciate you and I love you, but the physical part of him, that never goes away, because by now we've already known what he wanted. He done told us all 3 times. He done changed his mind 45 times.
Yeah, looking into him hazel green eyes.
And he got an attitude, because why we keep questioning him about it. The grandkids are calling, because we normally start harassing him today. Yeah. Actually, like Friday, because he all week we can ask him, Pop, what you want? What you want? I don't want nothing. But then by Friday,
matter of fact, Sammy, I saw this lime green Cadillac.
Right. Can you get that? It's like stuff. He'd be like, one year he was like, I was in the deli. And, was cutting my meat. And I thought, how would it be if I just cut my own meat? So then we was all around the world.
Trying to find a deli slicer.
We found one finally to get him. Or the time that he was like, I be going places getting milkshakes. And I just want a singular cup milkshake.
I'll make my own milkshake.
We like,
so then we had to go hunt for a milk.
A single cup.
But it couldn't be any type of milkshake.
It couldn't be. It was not. So take it from someone who missed their dad so much that there are no words to express the way that we miss our dad, the craziness. And we wanted to always make sure, no matter how he was acting, that we loved him, that we cared about him, we appreciated him. We did it all the time, but just knowing that we felt that way about him on Father's Day as well. So take it from me. If you have an opportunity, like Sanchez is saying, to go ahead and go for it and speak to your dad, if that's what you want to do. If your wounds, if your scars or your wounds are not healed, I completely understand. But if you have the opportunity to drop a card, if you don't want to talk, if you want to do a text message, and if they answer, don't answer back. That's all up to you. But what I am saying to you right now is I'm making a movement for this weekend, Friday and Saturday, to make that move and love on some men in your family that are fathers, or your neighbors in your area, whomever, and let them know how much you appreciate them and you see them.
Don't assume that
they're okay.
Well, 2 things. Yeah. Don't assume they're okay.
Right.
And don't assume that they know. Yeah. And what I mean by that is, people are real good at saying, "Oh, why am I doing it for?" They know I love them, or they know how I feel about them.
Yeah, that's so true. Thanks, babe. That's good.
Don't assume.
Don't assume that.
Because yes, I know my wife loves me. Mm-hmm. I've never doubted that since the first day we met. Mm-hmm. But it's nice to hear.
Right.
it is nice to be confirmed that, babe, I love you. Or,
love you.
Yeah, and a lot of the times I know people think fathers are hard and they're not lovey-dovey, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get all that. But even through all that, trust me, a father still wants to know that he's loved by his wife, that he's loved by his kids, that he's respected by his community.
Yeah.
These are the things that are actually important to men, that are important to fathers.
Absolutely.
Knowing, because whether you want to believe it or not, fathers can be insecure about themselves too.
In all the areas
from work to fatherhood
spouse,
to
or not even
husbandhood,
being married, whatever it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Because any father worth his salt is always questioning.
Yeah.
They're always questioning, am I doing enough? Did I do the right thing? Did I say the right thing? Am I providing for them? Any father worth his salt is always having that internal conversation.
So here's a question for you.
What's up?
Just a quick question. Is it because you've raised 3 sons?
Yes.
And you raised a daughter?
Yes.
Is there a difference in that?
Yes.
In a way that you handle things, the way that you do things?
Because I'm teaching my everybody always want to say, raise your son and daughter the same way. That seems to be a movement recently. And I'm sorry to say that's not possible.
For you.
It's for me.
For you.
For me. It's not possible.
I don't think it's possible, but I'm just saying, we're just
for
going to
me.
talk about for
Yeah.
you.
It's not possible for me to raise a son and a daughter the same way. It's not possible to raise a girl and a boy the same way. And here's what I mean by that. Because there's things that my daughter is going to face in life that my son is never going to face.
Absolutely.
There's things that my son is going to face in life and have to be accountable for that my daughter's not going to have to be accountable for.
Yeah.
So I can't. Do I respect both of them? Yes. Do I love both of them? Yes. Do I teach them both the same values? Yes. The foundation is the same.
Right.
But there's lessons that I had to teach my daughter. I don't have to teach my son.
Yeah.
And vice versa. I don't have to teach my daughter I have to teach my daughter how to be treated by somebody. I have to teach my son how to treat somebody.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. So your sons is how do you treat people, and your daughter's how you're being treated by the other. So we're talking about the other sex, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is what I'm talking about because, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't care whether you agree with me or not. This is one of those conversations I don't really care. If you agree, it's perfect. If you don't, I could care less.
Right.
But because for my daughter, I've seen what low self-esteem in a woman will do. I've seen what loneliness in a woman will do.
Right.
I've seen that need to be loved in a woman. I've seen what it'll do. So I made a decision very early in life to make sure that my daughter, to do everything I can to make sure that she doesn't fall into that trap.
Right.
Vice versa, I had to teach my son how to treat a woman, how to treat them properly. The one thing I always tell my son, I still tell him to this day, you respect her even if she doesn't respect herself.
Yeah.
Because it's not, don't have me have to put hands on you.
So with sons, is it okay? So what I've seen as far as having sons, as well as you're talking about, is reminding myself that you don't always to because they're such a strong. We have 3 of the most incredible sons.
Yes, we do.
They're a force to be reckoned with.
Yes, they are
strong
individually and collectively.
Yes, and I watched you hug them and kiss them. I watched you conversate with them, tell them it's okay. Like I think it was Pastor Frederick said, weak, weary and tired does not mean that you're weak.
Right.
And showing them how to be strong in areas, and then showing them how to sometimes kind of like relax in those areas. You don't have to come on so forcefully. So having 3 sons and doing that, how do you? Has that been? What's your thoughts on it? How have you? I guess what I'm trying to say, because you do have to tell your daughter that, but not as much as you have to tell your sons.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
For me, I had to teach my sons how to love, and I had to teach my daughter how to be loved. And once again, that may be sexist, that may be old-fashioned. People probably writing letters now. I don't
got
really,
their pen out
yeah,
right
got
now.
their pen out now. Feminists don't write me. It's okay. I believe in feminism. That's okay, but there's still certain things I'm not backing off of.
Because there's certain things that are called processes that have to be put in place.
to be put into place.
Those are not the only processes.
But there's certain things have to be put into place. I have to teach my sons how to love. I have to teach my sons not only how to. And here's what I mean by that. So when I teach my sons how to love, in essence, I'm teaching them how to love themselves as well. I'm teaching them, because if I teach them how to love someone, how to care for someone, how to hug on them, how to be affectionate, I'm in turn teaching them that it's okay for them to do that, which is something that men are not taught. Men are not taught to be affectionate. Men are taught to be sexual, and that's two different things.
Right.
So, and we always get those two confused. So I had to teach my sons how to be affectionate and not just sexual.
Right.
Where with my daughter, I had to teach her how to be loved. Now, teaching my daughter how to be loved starts with teaching her how to love herself.
Right.
Because what happens unfortunately with a lot of people, and once again, I don't care about your letters. From my experience, I've seen more women go through this. Sometimes it's hard for a woman to truly love herself. And if you never start with the basis of loving yourself, there's no way anyone else is going to love you.
Do you think that's because I remember even as a little girl till like now, you always went out with her, took her out on dates, bought her flowers, loved on her, talked to her, told her how important she was. Was that was your method?
Yes, because I needed her to understand, and it wasn't trying to set me up for anything. It was because a lot of people fall into that trap. And my whole thing was, and she said this to me, you have to outdo my dad. If you want my heart, if you want to be with me, you have to outdo my dad. So that means in her mind, there's a high bar.
Right.
That she's not going to settle for anything less.
Right.
She's not going to, just because you tell her she's cute, not going to get her in bed, because that works. Some women who, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. But you tell certain people, oh, I think you're cute. It's the first time they've heard it. You got them.
Right.
I needed her not to be that person.
Right.
You have to do more. One thing you said to me very early on in our relationship that I took and I started instilling in my kids was, you have to F my mind, not just my body. And you said that to me. And first, when you said it to me, it took me off guard a little bit, because I actually had to really think about that for a moment.
Yeah.
And I had to really understand what that meant. And I understood what you were saying was, you have to intellectually, you have to stimulate my mind. You have to stimulate my thought process. You have to bring something to the table other than a penis.
Yeah, because what happens is, as I'll be with you forever and you get older, that's not going to be the only thing that keep us together. Is you love saying that word. I won't say it. Thank you very much. Anyway, but sex won't just keep us together. There's other things, and I think that's so important. And I think with the boys, with the men, I don't know why I'm calling them boys, but with the boys, with our sons too, I've watched you show. I think they watch you more, and so the opening of the door for me, the loving on me, and all of those things for me, I feel like they watched that. And they took those things on, how you treated me as their mom as well.
Thank you for saying that.
Real
quick, and I know this one, I'm gonna probably get all kind of letters and all kind of stuff on this one and all kind of stuff on social media.
Just go on and do what you're gonna do. I'll clean up for you if I feel like it need to be cleaned.
You ain't gotta clean it up for me.
Go ahead, home.
For my strong, independent women, let a man open the door for you.
I just had this conversation with somebody.
Let a man open a car door for you. Let him pull out your chair. It does not mean that you can't take care of yourself. It does not mean that you're weak. It does not mean that he's a male chauvinist. What that does mean is that he cares for you enough to want to take care of you. Yeah. It's not that you can't do it. He just prefers to do it for you to show that he cares.
And if you're uncomfortable with it, get over that.
Get over yourself.
Just it may not be a natural part of what you do, or a natural part of what happens in your lifetime, or that you've dated someone, or whatever the case is. But I'm with Sanchez on that. Let them do that, and it may be uncomfortable for a while, but it's okay.
Plus, like going back to kind of the topic we were talking about, there's certain things, I don't care what type of world it is, there's certain situations that my daughter will find herself in that my sons are not, because there are male chauvinists in this world. There are people in positions of power that want to try to wager that to get what they want from you, or look at you as a certain way because you're a female, or think because you're a female that you're not smarter than, or that you're less than, or there's those particular situations that my son will never have to face. Now, with that being said, there are certain situations that my son as a black male in this world will have to face that my daughter won't. Yeah. And so to me, raising them the exact same way does a disservice to them. To me, it sets them up for failure.
And there's nothing like having some sons. I think that it's so crazy because she's the last one. She's the baby. So we went through 3 sons, and then you got this daughter, and you like, whoa. This is a different world from where I'm coming from.
I got this beautiful. We got this beautiful light-skinned, red-haired daughter.
And you got these big, beautiful black men. These
Yes,
3
sir.
beautiful black men. And these men are big. They're
Yeah.
not. So it's so funny because, like you
My,
said,
my middle son is 6'1", 300.
yeah, he ain't no joke. Love
Ain't
his
no-
body. Don't he love his body?
Love his body.
Lord, he
With
will
his-
go outside,
his
y'all.
ashy hands and all.
Ashy hand, ashy stomach, and he just be outside for no reason.
Rubbing his stomach.
Somebody just love him. But anyway, shout out to his fiance because I don't know how she deal with him. But anyway, another thing is them people being intimidated. Them just because you were saying that Morgan won't go through that,
Yeah.
but just the 3 of them going outside, and because they are big men,
Walking into the room.
they walk in the room and people are intimidated immediately.
Just because.
There were teachers in school when
Yeah.
our kids the boys were in high school that was very intimidated by them because they were just big boys.
All he
big
had to do
men.
was walk into the classroom.
Walk into the classroom, and it was a problem.
It was a problem.
And if he answered, it was a problem.
And I had a problem with that teacher.
Yeah, because they didn't like the way he answered. They didn't like, but that's his demeanor. That's who he is. That's his vocal. That's his built. That's his demeanor. And one teacher just did not like him.
Yeah, and
said it that he didn't
Yeah.
like his demeanor. We're not going to diminish him. We're not going to make him change. That's just who he is.
And that's another thing that I have to teach my sons, and I hope I did. Then I have to teach my grandson is that don't change who you are to accommodate society.
No.
And that's because that's what
the teacher wanted him to do.
That's what the teacher want for his own comfortability.
Right, for him to be comfortable.
Because he wasn't comfortable with my young black son being who he was.
Being a big man.
So he wanted him to change who he was to fit his idea of what he should be.
Right.
And I had to tell my son, no, you're not going to.
We're not doing that.
We're not doing that. And see, that's a lesson I have to teach. That's a lesson that we have to teach black men that we don't have, that Caucasians don't have to teach their sons. I don't have to teach my son to diminish his light in order for society to accept him and be okay.
And be okay with
Anyway.
It's true. And I think so, and that's why we're saying now for black fathers and all fathers, make this a movement today and tomorrow and go out there and be like, we love you. Thank you. For the ones that's in your life, the ones that you have watched. Of course, you just can't go to a stranger like, thank you for being a dad. And he looking at you like, do you know me as a dad? That's not what I'm saying. But the ones that you know, I mean, of course you can go and say Happy Father's Day because, we do that for Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day if you're a mom. Happy Father's Day if you're a dad. Just acknowledge that. But just going out there to the ones that you do know and the family members that you do know and those ones and saying, I love you, I appreciate you, I see you, and I'm thankful for you. And again, going out there, so today and tomorrow.
Yeah, and
do it.
Today and tomorrow.
Text, call, whatever you need to do.
And then after this weekend leaves, do it periodically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just don't let it be a one-time thing.
Yeah, that's
don't let
good.
it just be because it's Father's Day. I'm gonna. People want to know all the time that at the end of the day, as a human being, we just want to know that we matter.
That we matter.
I don't care what race you are. I don't care what sex you are. I don't care your upbringing. I don't care your social economic. I don't care any of that. Whether you're in the USA or Germany, no matter where you are, as human beings, we just want to know that we mattered.
Yeah.
We just want to know to somebody on this earth that we mattered to them.
And that not only that you matter, but that you see them and you hear them.
One thing I always say when I used to do lectures and stuff is that you be with 4 billion people in this world. I know it's more than that, but you'd be amazed at how many people go through life and feel like they're never seen.
Never seen.
With all the people in the world, with everybody we encounter on a daily basis, there's so many people that go through this life and feel like they're not being seen. So my challenge to you is to find those fathers in your lives. Once again, it doesn't have to be your direct father, but find these fathers in your lives and make sure that they're seen and make sure that they know I see you.
And I think my final thought is, because I feel like that was your final thought without saying it.
Actually, it was.
My final thought is it's a movement. It's an initiative today and tomorrow to go out and do that.
Yeah.
Go out there. Get some thank you cards from the Dollar Tree. It's 8 a pack or 16 a pack. text message again, video, send a video, whatever it is, just to say, hey, I love you, I see you, you're an incredible father, I appreciate you, whatever you need to say, and that's what we want you to do here.
Yeah.
From the Crenshaw Corner. So from the Crenshaw Corner, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Incredible, amazing, beautiful fathers. So we appreciate you and we love you.
Whether this is your first Father's Day, or this is your 30th Father's Day, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And thank you, family. Just thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part. Thank you for being along this journey with us. We are an interactive podcast. That means that we're on the socials. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all in the Crenshaw Corner. You can email us at thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Once again, the email address is thecrenshawcorner@gmail.com. Listen to us on our various platforms. We're on iTunes. We're on Podbean. We're on Spotify. We're on Google Play. We're also on iHeartRadio.
And then, pointing at me, though?
Because I'm going through the list to make sure I get everything right. And then you can also join us on our personal website at www.thecrenshawcorner.com. Once again, www.thecrenshawcorner.com. And family, welcome to our journey.
We love you guys. Bye.